Good evening, students. I hope so. Today we are going to discuss teaching methods in higher education. So I welcome you all to day 5 of week 1 paper 1 courses, traditional methods, teaching methods versus modern approaches. So let's try to discuss. Let me see. Yeah, it's fine. Now we'll start. Okay, so let us we'll do a quick review of day 4. What we learned yesterday. We learned that there are 6 factors which affect teaching, and for teacher it's knowledge, PCK, then personality, professional development, and for learners it is motivation, prior knowledge, capacity, habits, and attitude. And also we have learned that study materials, facilities, environment, institutions, they all affect the teaching, and all the factors are interconnected. So today's focus will be how do we teach traditional teaching method versus modern or online teaching method. So this is today's agenda. We are going to cover introduction to teaching methods, traditional teaching methods, modern teaching methods, comparison and selection, and practice questions, and the important takeaways from today's lecture. So what are teaching methods? What is the definition? Definition is teaching methods are systematic procedures and techniques used by teachers to facilitate learning and achieve educational objectives. Why different methods? Because different subjects need different approaches, and different learners learn differently. Different objectives require different strategies. So varieties keep students engaged, and some topics need discussion and some needs practice. So that is why teaching methods are very crucial. Now, what are the different classification of methods? So traditional methods involves offline or conventional, and traditional methods include lecture method, discussion method, demonstration method, tutorial method, seminar method, and project method. And modern methods include Swayam, like online and technology based platforms, Swayam and Swayamprabha, MOOCs, flipped classroom, blended learning, and webinars. And today's higher education uses both the method, both traditional as well as modern method. So teacher centered versus learner centered. So how we can analyze or differentiate? So based on the focus, teacher delivers the content, learner centered, student constructs knowledge. Role of teacher, especially when it's teacher centered, the role of teacher is just to provide the information, and the learner are centered is where the teacher role is to facilitator and guide. Role of student, passive receiver. Learner centered, it is active participant. Communication is one way, teacher to student communication. Learner centered is two-way interaction. Example is lecture method, and learner centered is discussion and project. And teacher centered method is best for the large classes. Learner centered method is best for the small group or skills. So both have place in higher education. Now let us focus more on what are the traditional methods. Traditional methods includes conventional face-to-face teaching methods used for centuries. So largely there are six major traditional methods. One is lecture method, discussion method, demonstration method, tutorial method, seminar method, and project method. And the important there are, you can say, the highlighted seminar method is also very important. So now let's focus on one by one. What is lecture method? So lecture method involves usually the teacher talks over there and student listen. That is the most traditional method which we follow, and is the most common method, and it is a teacher centered method, and it is a one-way communication, and it is a systematic presentation. And what are the advantages of the lecture method? Advantage is large class possible, time efficient, covers much content, teacher controls pace. And what are the disadvantages? It is passive learning, no individual attention, student may lose focus, no immediate feedback, not for skills or practice, it can be boring. So best for introducing new topic, and it is suitable for large classes where you are having 60 plus or more than students, and it is to have lecture method is very good for foundation knowledge. Suppose for example, in economics we are teaching monetary policy. So the teacher will go and explain the RBI's role, which RBI's role, policy tools, recent changes, and students is usually listen and take notes. Our duration is, let's say that we usually have 45 minutes or 50 minutes lecture, and it is suitable for foundational understanding. Similarly, for history, let's say that French Revolution, if someone is teaching French Revolution, so the teacher narrates the events, causes, consequences chronologically. Students, they listen, visualize events, and the duration is 45 minutes lecture, and it is suitable for narrative history. So making lectures more effective, it means good lecture techniques means it should have clear structure. Okay, so please write it down. Good lecture techniques, clear structure, introduction, main content, and conclusion, and use examples, real world, current and relatable, visual aids, PPT, code diagram, videos. Burst modulation, don't be monotonous. Pause for question, it is like every 15 to 20 minutes. Summarize, recap key points at the end. Interactive elements, ask question during the lecture, and note taking time, give students time to write. Poor lecture, where you read from the notes in monotone for 60 minutes straight away. Then next is discussion method. What is discussion method? It is collaborative learning. Student talk, debate, teacher facilitates. It's a two-way communication, and it is more learner centered. The disadvantage is it is time consuming. It is not for large classes, may go off track. Few students dominate, and it needs preparation and less content covered. The advantage of this discussion method is active participation, critical thinking develops, and multiple perspective, and students learn from each other. Discussion method is best for the controversial topics, case studies, small classes. Discussion method, let's try to understand the examples. Suppose for example economics. If the question is, was 2016 demonetization was effective, then the students present arguments in favor of the demonetization and against the demonetization. Teacher role is to moderate, provide facts and guide. The outcome is to understand multiple perspectives. And suppose you can say there are other examples like literature and political science examples, so we will not discuss more on that. Then next method is demonstration method. That is basically demonstration method is learning by seeing. Teacher shows, student observe. It is a step-by-step process. Often demonstration method needs or starts with the equipment. Then students practice. Disadvantages: equipment needed, limited to smaller groups, time intensive, it may not work for all topics, students passive during the demonstration method. Advantage is concrete understanding, it clarifies abstract concepts, students see real application, they reduce mistakes later. It is best for the laboratory subjects, procedures, techniques, skill development and science experiments. So we will not, because we are not students of science, so we will not go details into this method. Rather we will skip and go to the next method, that is the tutorial method. So what is it? It's basically small group instruction, personal attention, doubt clearing, problem solving focus, follow up to lectures. And the advantages is individual attention, immediate feedback, all students participate, clarifies doubts, slow learners helped, and personal interaction will be there. And disadvantage is very small group. It is like it's a group of 5 to 10. It is teacher intensive, time consuming, not for large institutions, and it is resource heavy. So it is best for problem solving, doubt clearing, postgraduate students, research guidance, and after lectures. So these are basically tutorial method is more common in Oxford and Cambridge. Next is seminar method. So what is a seminar method? So it's a basically student presents topic, others listen and discuss, teacher facilitates, and in-depth coverage, research based, and the process involves topic, usually it is assigned, and then student will research on the topic, they will prepare the representation and then present to the class. And advantages is deep learning for the presenter, and research skills develop, presentation skills improve, peer learning happens, student driven, autonomous learning. It is best for the postgraduate level, specialized topic and current issues. Now let's try to analyze some examples of seminar method. Suppose for example, we are dealing economics, current economic issues in economics. Student A presents India's inflation trends 2024 to 25. Student B presents impact of AI on employment. The process is 20-minute presentation plus 10-minute discussion each. The result is in-depth understanding of current topics. Environmental science, let's say that if we are dealing with climate change topic, so student groups each will present different aspects, and causes, effect, mitigation, adaptation and policy, and process, seminar series over multiple classes, result, comprehensive coverage through student research. And next is project method. So what is it? Learning by doing, real world problem, extended time frame, student centered, it produces tangible output, and the advantage is practical experience, problem solving skills, teamwork develops, applies theories, highly engaging, it's a real learning. So it is best for engineering project, research project and capstone courses. And the stages are to identify the problem, plan approach, execute the project and present the findings. Already we have discussed. So some of these examples is like in computer science when we do the software development, we build the mobile app, let's say that for college library, duration is 1 semester. So what we require is design, code, test and deploy. So learning is basically complete software life cycle we learn. Now let me see. Okay. So next is example of sociology, that is a community study. So the project is basically you can say to study the migration pattern in a local area. So the duration of the project is, let's say this 3 months, and the process is, let's say that we will first do the survey, then we'll collect the data, then data analysis and the report. Learning is research methodology and field work. So now, as already we have discovered, what are the you can say, let me see, where are the, yeah, it is there. So in modern and online methods, basically what are the modern methods? It is technology enabled teaching methods which emerged in the 21st century, and there are 6 major modern methods. One is Swayam, then Swayamprabha, MOOCs, flipped classroom, blended learnings and webinars, right? So I'll also show at the end of the 1 second, I'll show you. If you'll go here, I hope you are just type implement. Let's see what it is there. You can see although it is like little taking time, but we can see you can see it is a very important website as far as the UGC various initiatives which are conducted by UGC with respect to various learning. So I'll come back to that once it opens. So technology enabled teaching methods, basically these are emerged you can say in the 21st century. So that is what you can see over here. All the you can say various informations are actually given over here, and you can say here if you see all the major projects are given over here, right? And each one of us will review, not today, I think some other case we are going to discuss. So I think some of the very famous, you can say EPG Patsala is very famous, EPG Patsala. Then Vidyamitra MMTT program. So we are going to study that, yeah. So I'll take the question. I think someone is asking. We'll do that. We'll go one by one. What each one of this, because they are part of the, you can say, questions. Many times we get these questions. So I'll request the students to write their own name to just to know who is going to ask the questions or who is interested to ask the questions. So now let's focus on that. So there are 6 major modern methods. One is Swayam, Swayamprabha, MOOCs, flipped classroom, and blended learning and webinars. So first of all, what is you can say Swayam? Swayam is basically the full form of Swayam is Study Waves of Active Learning for Young Aspiring Minds. It was launched in July 2017 and it was a government initiative by MHRD. So I'll just quickly show you. So if you will go to you can say, so you can see Swayam was you can say Swayam Central, right? So here all the details regarding, you can say it is given over here, Swayam and NPTEL. You can see these are the two very crucial you can say online initiatives, and you can see, just you go and search any courses, you will find the courses out there. So yeah, who is, yeah, are you having any question? Who was? Not there. So Swayam is basically, it was initiated by Government of India to achieve 3 cardinal principles of education policy: access, equity and equality. Sometimes it comes also, what is the objective? The objective is to take the best teaching learning resource to all, including most disadvantaged. And Swayam seeks to bridge the digital divide for students, right? And you can see these are very important organizations who are part of it. So please note it down, the full form of all these institutions. So AICT, All India Council for Technical Education. So basically for self-paced and international courses. Then they are basically different like national coordinators. So before that, let me just say it is Swayam is a platform that facilitates hosting of all the courses taught in classroom from class 9 till post graduation. This is very important, class 9 to till post graduation, anywhere at any time. All the courses are interactive, prepared by the best teachers in the country and are available free of cost to any learner. More than 1,000 specially chosen faculty and teachers from across the country have participated in preparing these courses. In Swayam, there are basically 4 dimensions. One is video lecture, second one is specially prepared reading material that can be downloaded and printed, self-assessment test through test and quiz. 4 is online discussion forum for clearing the doubts. So this is actually using audio, video and multimedia, state-of-the-art pedagogy and technology. So technology is the most important dimension over here. So now you can see these are the next after AICT we already have discussed. So I'll just share this with you so that you can make a note of it, right? Let me see where, yeah, I'll just put it. Please keep this for your reference. NPTEL, what is the full form of NPTEL? National Program on Technology Enhanced Learning for Engineering. Especially NPTEL is for engineering courses. Then CEC, Consortium for Educational Communication for undergraduate education. Then NCERT, National Council of Education Research and Training for school education. NIOS, National Institute of Open Learning for school education. Then IIMB, that is Indian Institute of Management Bangalore. NITTR, National Institute of Technical Teachers Training and Research. Then INI, Institutes of National Importance for non-technical courses. So you can see over here. So these are the you can say what kind of coordinators they are offering. Each one of these actually they are coming under one umbrella, right? And so it is very systematic, and you can sign in and you can take the initiative. Now I'll come to this later on. So you can see 2000 plus courses are being offered on Swayam platform, and very high standard faculty members they are teaching over there, and free certification. Already I have discussed what are those 4 quadrants of Swayam platform, and you can download also. Now this is how you can say already suppose for example let's say try to understand how it works. Student perspective is you have to just register on the Swayam portal, choose a course, watch video lectures, read e-content, take quizzes for practice, participate in discussion forum, final proctored exam, optional for certificate, and you get certificate. If pass exam, you can pass the exam with 40% first grade. So suppose for example students studying economics can take Swayam courses on game theory from IIT professors while studying in any college anywhere in India. Similarly, next is initiative is Swayamprabha. That is it's a group of 34 DTH channels, and basically the target is to provide 24/7 educational contents, and it is their free to air channel, and no internet needed, and the contents are high quality curriculum based, and again they are available for class 9 to postgraduate students, all the subjects covered. So 4-hour fresh content daily. Why important? Because it reaches remote areas, no internet required, free for everyone, just you need the TV plus this, and it bridges the digital divide. And difference from Swayam is internet based, interactive. Swayamprabha is TV based, and it is one way. So both complement each other. Then coming to massive MOOCs. The full form of MOOC is massive open online courses. So what are MOOCs? So basically they are online courses. Their massive means unlimited enrollment. Why it is called massive? Unlimited enrollment, open, anyone can join from top universities, and they are free mostly. So what are those major platforms? You can say Coursera. Coursera is provided by the Stanford. edX is provided by MIT Harvard. Then NPTEL is provided by IITs. FutureLearn is provided by UK. Swayam is provided by India. Then what are the features? Video lectures, assignments, peer grading, discussion forums, certificates, self-paced or scheduled learning. Advantage is you can learn from the best teachers, flexible timing, global access, and career advancement. Suppose let's say that the real example, suppose let's say that there is a student in Jaipur and you want to learn the machine learning. So traditional approach is no local experts are available, The only option is you have to read books, difficult and no guidance. But MOOC approach is you can enroll in Coursera's machine learning courses by any professor, topmost professor in the world. So that is how it will work. Now next we will focus on the flipped classroom. What do you mean by flipped classroom? Flip is a traditional approach. Basically, the content at home and activities in the class, it reverses the normal flow. And traditional method means the teacher lectures over here. Home means student does the homework. Flipped is home, student watches the lecture video. Class is basically activities, discussions, doubts. The advantage is students come prepared over here. There is enough class time for interaction, self-paced content learning, more active learning. Teacher helps when needed. They can pause and rewind video. The challenge is requires student discipline, need video content, you need internet access. So this is one example of flipped classroom for economics, demand and supply concept. Traditional approaches, let's say the Monday class, teacher explain demand and supply. Homework is to solve 10 problems at home. Students struggle alone. Then flipped approaches, before Monday, teacher will upload 20 minutes video explaining demand and supply. Student watch at home, pause, rewind as needed. They will make notes and list doubts. And blended learning, what is it? This is basically a combination approach, online plus face-to-face. It is best for both the worlds. It is a flexible model. Typical blending is basically 50% online content and 50% classroom teaching. Or you can take any ratio, 30-70 or 70-30. So what are the advantages of blended learning? One, flexibility plus interaction. Then self-paced plus social learning. It reduces commute, better resource use. It shows different learning styles and recorded contents are available. And models, there are basically rotation model, flex model, self-blend model. Next is webinars, or basically webinars is basically web-based seminars. So what is it? It's basically online seminar which involves live presentation, real-time interaction. It happens via internet and there is also video conferencing. Then features are live video or audio, screen sharing. Then advantage, access expert speakers globally, no travel needed, participate from anywhere, cost effective. Anyone can attend multiple times in a day, recording for later. So some of the platforms are used Zoom. So now let us try to see traditional versus modern method comparison. How we can compare location, time, interaction, resources, cost, reach, personal touch and technology. In traditional method, physical classrooms are needed, fixed schedule. Interaction is face-to-face, immediate, limited by physical availability. Infrastructure costs are very high. Reach is limited by geography. Personal touch is very high. Technology, you don't need any technology for the traditional method. But online method, location you can be anywhere with the internet. Time is flexible, self-paced. Interaction will be virtual. Unlimited online resources. Lower infrastructure cost. You can reach a global audience. Personal touch, it's a lower the screen barrier, right? And technology is very much essential. Now, the ideal is you have to use both as per the need. That is basically blended approach. And now the next question is when to use which method. Suppose for example, you are having a large class, right? Large class means there are 100 plus students. So which method you will be using? You will be using lecture method, because it is only practical for the large groups. And suppose for example you are dealing with a controversial topic, right? Then what is the best method? You can use the discussion method. So why? Because you need multiple perspective, or you need the students to develop perspectives. Lab skills, you need demonstration method, because you must see the technique. Problem solving, you need the tutorial method, because you need individual attention. Then research topics, basically seminar method, that is for in-depth coverage. Then practical application, that is project method, that is learning by doing. Self-paced learning, basically MOOCs, Swayam, because student controls space over there. Remote area is basically Swayamprabha, because you don't need any internet. Active learning is flipped classroom, so because it will maximize the class time. Then if you need flexibility, then blended learning is the best, right? So now, how we can choose the right method? What are the decision factors to choose the right method? First is, you have to consider the learning objectives, means knowledge. If your objective is knowledge, then you go for lecture method. If your objective is skill, then you go to the demonstration method or project method. The developing attitude means then you have to follow the discussion or seminar method. Then based on the class size, like large 60 plus size, lecture or online method. Medium 30 to 60, discussion or blended method. If the class size is small, 15 to 30, then you can go for tutorial or seminar method. Then it also depends on the student level. If you are teaching an undergraduate course, then it should be more teacher centered. If you are teaching postgraduate course, then it should be more learner centered. And obviously, if it is a subject nature, means if it is a theory heavy, then you have to go for lecture method. If it is a practical, then you have to go for the demonstration method. Now, suppose for example, you can use multiple methods in one course. Like, don't stick to just one method for the entire semester. Example, let's say that there is a economics course. You can have week 1 to 2 lecture method, that is introduction to the concepts. Week 3 to 4, you can have flipped classroom. Week 5, you can have discussion. Week 6 to 8, you can have project. Week 9, you can have seminar. Week 10, you can have tutorial. Week 11 to 12, you can have blended, which is mixed of online as well as face to face. Now, let's start the quiz. So, Swayam was launched in which year? Please try to answer. Yeah, the question is clear. Let me see. 2017. Very good. Now, next question. How many DTH channels are there in the Swayamprabha? Channels. Very good. $34 channels. Let us say So it is clearly written 34 DTH channels, isn't it? Then some of the students they are not able to answer because I think you have not paid the attention, right? So Swayamprabha's 34 DTH channels for 24/7 educational content. The next is in flipped classroom. Where does the student watch lectures? In classroom, in library, at home, or after class? Very good, Shivani. Okay. Great, you all are responding. So let's see. Chinmay, what is the answer? In a flipped classroom, yes. Where the students watch lectures at home before class, because flipped classroom is content at home, activities in the class. Can see. Next question. Which method is more suitable for large classes? Okay. Most of them have answered it correctly. Okay. So, lecture method. Because lecture method is the only practical method for large group of students, right? Or large classes. Very good. Now, next question is blended learning combines which two subjects, online and face-to-face teaching, theory and practical, and teacher and student. I don't see. Okay, I've seen various. Most of them have correctly answered. Let's see. So, blended learning is mix of online and traditional classroom teaching. So now, thank you all for participating. So what we learned from today's session is we learned that there are traditional methods. There are 6 traditional methods: lecture, discussion, demonstration, tutorial, seminar, and project. And also there are 6 modern methods. It means we have learned 12 teaching methods today: Swayam, Swayamprabha, MOOCs, flipped classroom. Okay, let me ask one more question because it is not there in the practice. Okay, let's see how many of you are able to answer it. So, MOOCs stand for, means what is the full form of MOOC? Massive online, open online courses. Okay, very good. Okay, thank you all. So now what are the different other modern methods? Swayam, Swayamprabha, MOOCs, flipped classroom, blended learning, and webinars. So many of them, many of these methods we follow, but we don't know actually. So you have to be very careful and focus on the notes also. So the key principles are: no single method is best for everything. You have to use combinational method. Use combination method, match method to objective, class size, and subject. And what is important over here, just see, means Lecture method is more teacher centered. One way, it is for large classes, and discussion method is more learner centered. Two-way, small groups. Demonstration is learning by seeing for practical subject. Uh, Please remember the four quadrants of Swayam. That is very important. Again, I'll tell you what is the four quadrants of Swayam. So four quadrants are basically video lecture, specially prepared reading material that can be downloaded and printed, self-assessed test through test and quiz, an online discussion forum for clearing the doubts. Right? So these are very important. Then Swayamprabha is basically 34 DTH channels, no internet needed. Already we have discussed MOOCs, flipped classroom also we have discussed, blended learning, online plus face-to-face combination, webinar, online seminar, and live interaction is called webinar basically. So you have to, if you want to be a very good teacher, you have to use multiple methods, not just the one. Then homework, read day 5 content from the study material, solve 10 MCQs on teaching methods. Practical task is visit swayam.gov.in, browse available courses in your subject. If you want to enroll in one course, you can join, but it is not, it depends on you. Reflect which teaching methods did your teacher use most. This one we can answer, right? Means which teaching method the student use most of the time in, let's say that, yeah. So prepare for tomorrow. Complete means okay. We will be having day 6 will be very important. Day 6 and 7. So obviously day 6 will not having the. So we are going to have day 6 is teaching support system. And day 7 will be evaluation system. They are very important, and then week 1 will be completed. So now it is the discussion time. So let us discuss which method did you find most interesting. Have you used Swayam or any MOOC? Which method would you use as a teacher? Any doubts about teaching methods? Let us discuss. So thank you all, because we have just started week 1. So obviously so we will again end with a quote. So it's a Benjamin Franklin quote. Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I remember. Involve me and I learn. So this is a beautiful quote by Benjamin Franklin. So obviously variety in teaching keeps learning alive. So thank you all. Now let me see. We can start the discussion. Okay. So let me stop the recording and we can start the discussion.